Growing free strawberry plants from runners is just so quick and easy that really, I think it has to be one of the most rewarding jobs that you can do in the garden at this time of year. It is a brilliant way of increasing not only the numbers of strawberry plants that you have, but most importantly, increasing your future strawberry crops. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and I'm going to give you a top tip to make sure that you get the very best results. Hey everyone, how's it going and welcome back. Whether you grow your strawberries outdoors or whether you grow them under cover like I do, by this point in the summer, most likely they've finished cropping. So if they have, I really hope that you've had loads of lovely bowls of strawberries to enjoy over the last couple of months. And I'm willing to bet that your strawberry patch is starting to look a little bit like mine. Quite a bit of a tangle, and it's a tangle of these. These are strawberry runners, and it's these little plants that we're going to be talking about today, because propagating strawberries from these is not only really quick and easy, it's also the perfect way to ensure that you keep getting nice crops, because these plants are genetically identical to the parent plant. So if you got fruit that you liked off the parent plant, you're going to get the same good quality fruit off the baby plant. You don't have any cross-pollination issues to worry about. Now, before we get stuck into sorting the runners themselves, if you're like me, you may have spread straw around the base of all of your strawberries. So before I do anything with the strawberry runners, I get to work and I lift away all of this straw. This, although it allows your strawberries to stay nice and dry and clean, what it then can start to do is it can start to harbour pests and diseases, and it can also kind of cover up a whole load of weeds. And certainly as I start to look around, I can see that there are definitely weeds that need to be cleared away. So before you do anything, if you've got straw, start to lift that all away, have a look at the soil underneath, and if you've got any weeds, just clear those out as well so that you have a nice clean patch of strawberries, and then you can get started on your runners. So that's all of the straw cleared away. It is a job that takes a lot longer to clear it away, and it's a lot messier than the job of actually laying it in the first place. You can see I have got bits of straw quite literally everywhere at the moment, but it does give me the advantage of being able to check the soil, to lift away any weeds, and it also makes it easier for me to quickly inspect each of the parent plants. So what I do before I start to propagate the runners themselves is I remove two things off each of the plants. First thing are these, the little stalks that would have originally borne fruit. You don't need to keep these, and especially if they have any old rotten fruit, they've got to go. And then the other thing to do is to remove any old tatty leaves like this. All these are going to do is ultimately break down and have the potential to cause diseases. So you get rid of those as well, and then you're ready to propagate your runners. So to show you exactly how to propagate your runners, we're going to cut back to last year, and I'll show you how. It's around this time of year that strawberry plants will start to produce runners, which are these little baby plants that are still connected to the parent plant, and they are the easiest and probably the cheapest way to propagate more strawberry plants so that you can increase your numbers. In fact, if you already don't own some strawberries and you go and have a look at the garden centre and you look at the strawberry plants you can buy, you might even see that they've got the start of runners, so then you can buy it, bring it home and propagate even more than just the single one that you have bought. So to grow these on, very, very simple. All you need is some compost, some small pots, and some little metal pins. Now these little metal pins can be made really easily with a pair of pliers and some stiff wire. All you need to do is cut off a section with the pliers, and then using the pliers, bend them in half so that you get one of these, a little metal pin. So all you need to do is fill your pot with a little bit of compost. Take one of your strawberry runner plants, set it down onto the compost, and then using the pin, just push it down and pin it into place. That'll help keep the plant secure against the compost until it starts to form a decent root ball. Give it some water, give it some TLC, and before long it'll have its own root system. You'll be able to see it by having a little look underneath the pot to see how it gets on. And once it does have that root system, you can simply cut the connection between the plant, and the main plant, and there you go. You've got another plant that you can use to bulk up your strawberries. So you can truly see how quick and easy it is to propagate your own strawberry runners. Now, you might notice that last year I propagated them by pinning them into little pots of compost. The reason I did that was that I was growing the parent plants in containers and I didn't have a patch like this. If you have a setup like this where your strawberry plants are growing in a bed or a patch, there's another way that you can bring your strawberry runners on that's even more convenient, and that's to simply find a nice clear patch of soil, take a runner that reaches and pin it onto the soil in exactly the same way. This has several benefits. For starters, it's even quicker. But also, you then don't have to worry about trying to bring on baby strawberry plants in pots all the way through until you're ready to plant them into your patch. It just gets rid of a whole load of extra care, TLC, watering that all needs to be done. And it's a really nice, easy way of just filling gaps as soon as you see them. But whatever method you use, using strawberry runners is a great way of bulking up the stocks that you have, possibly replacing any plants that maybe got diseased or aren't performing, and they're really good for replacing slightly older plants. Generally, the thinking is that strawberry plants remain productive for about 3 years, and then that productivity level starts to tail off. So what I would be doing is I'd be using strawberry runners to keep a succession of healthy young plants coming through. So as the parent plants start to get older, I'll remove some of them and replace them with fresh stock, rotating it through year after year and keeping the productivity levels up. So my top tip when it comes to propagating strawberry runners is to not be greedy and just be that little bit cognizant of the energy levels of your strawberry plants. Because you know what? They're not dissimilar from humans. They can only do so much with the energy that they have, and they don't do great when that's spread too thinly. When you think about it, each of these little plants this year has produced foliage, flowers, fruits, and now runners. That's a lot of energy expenditure. And at the same time, it's these parent plants that are the ones that you're going to be getting a crop from next year. So it pays to not be too greedy. I know it's really tempting to try and propagate every single runner and have hundreds of plants, but there's no point in overstressing your plants if you don't need that kind of quantity. So what I do straight off is I look at my smaller plants and I cut off all of the runners. That way, any energy that they produce is going to be focused into bulking them up as a better plant next year. Then what I do is I go through all of my main plants and I look at them and I cap the maximum number of runners coming off them to 5. That way, you're not going to overstress each plant too much. So that means going through, identifying your 5 best runners and cutting all of the other ones off. The other thing I do at the same time is quite often you'll find a runner like this one that is a runner with a stem, the plant, more stem, and another plant. This is typical, it's snagged, but there's another plant on this. What I would do instead is I'd follow it from the plant and cut it off so that there's just one runner with one plant. That way, the one that you're propagating is going to be the strongest one possible. The other thing you can do is if you actually don't need that many strawberry runners, work out how many you realistically need, plus a few extra for accidents, and then divide them amongst the total number of plants you have. So for instance, like if I've got 6 plants and I only need 18 plants, well then I know that I don't even need 5 coming off each, I only need 3. Managing the energy like this is really, really good because it's going to help protect the plants that you have, and it's going to give you the very best chance of having nice, really healthy, strong baby plants. Follow these simple steps and you are bound to have success when it comes to propagating your own strawberry runners. It is such a simple and rewarding thing to do that you're going to love doing it if you haven't tried it before. And then once you've got loads of baby plants, then the fun can begin because you can start planning what you're going to do with them. You can fill gaps, you can replace older plants, you can increase your stocks massively, or you can give them away to people. Either way, I totally recommend giving it a go yourself. So hopefully this video has been really useful for you and given you the confidence to do it yourself. And as ever, until next time, see you later.